thinking you're going to have to make that directly with the hotel? Sure. Okay, so we have a delegate here who says that it doesn't work.
What doesn't work?
Mr. Parker.
The points, because it's a major convention and they already given it.
No.
Yeah, they call it a discount for major convention.
Yeah, your second page of your packet. So $569 for the king room, sleeps up to 2, does not include taxes and fees. $629 a night for the 2 queen room, sleeps up to 4, and again does not include taxes or fees. Minimum 4-night stay with Parker.
Do you know approximately how much extra that will be?
I don't, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am?
How much is tax?
They are not to our knowledge. Yes, Mr. Rowe. So the question is, are there scholarships or funds which may be available from the DNC to help defray some of these costs for funds? Unfortunately, there are none that we're aware of. This is an extremely expensive weekend, and we're aware of that. But it's really up to each delegate to work with the Democrats in their community to try and raise money to do this. I know we have a delegate here, Jacob Tiber. He's actually our youngest delegate. He started a GoFundMe page, so he's working. We're going to ask all of our. He is over 18. We did check. There's a whole. I'll tell you later. There's like a whole very, very big thing about that. So yes, so you are responsible for those costs. We're encouraging you all to reach out to the local Democratic organizations in your counties, the Democratic Executive Committee, which is basically the state party at the county level. For those of you who are new to the process, you are representing them. You are their delegate, so asking them to help support you to get to the convention is a great idea. We'll go with this gentleman back, sir. I'm sorry? Oh, I would be. Are you gonna bring up the car? You gonna bring the car? All right, there is a parking fee. I don't know what it is offhand, but there is a parking fee. It's not going to be easy getting around driving, I don't think. But
No, not at all.
am I going to handle the fees? It will not be attached to the form and these fees. It'll be through the hotel. Yeah, and this leads to a really great question, kind of like getting around Philadelphia. The entire city, if you've never been to a convention before, the entire city is going to be on lockdown. There are a series of what they call perimeters, which are security zones that limit access and restrict access to make sure that everything is safe. It is going to be a very difficult way to get around, which is one of the reasons why we encourage folks to stay at the delegation hotel, because it ensures that you're not going to have any issues picking up your credentials at the morning breakfast. Actually, this gentleman had one more. You had something to ask about?
Yeah, I mean, to that point, this is what we call in the business a service event, meaning Secret Service. You will not be able to drive to the convention. That's what the hard perimeter, where you will need to be magged and have to be checked to go through, will be many blocks away from the actual arena. That's why we do. They almost require you to take or walk the transportation that's set up. But we're in a good, again, our location. Granted, in Charlotte, guys, we could walk, and it was great. We're 3 blocks away. But in this instance, we're a straight shot to the arena. So we were our hotel, convention center buses, boom, we're 10 minutes down Broad Street to the arena. Your cars are not going to be a lot of use to you if you bring them up there, and it's going to be very difficult to get around. And I just want to emphasize the Secret Service piece of this. Those guys are no joke. There's no play. They don't care who you are, what you are. They're not going to let you into that program without checking it. But let's go over here. We had a question, then we'll go.
I was just going to say, I know the Secret Shop might kind of be a turn off for some folks, but I was a delegate in Charlotte in 2012, and I held my own little delegate fundraiser, and it's a tremendous opportunity for the party to get in the habit of raising money, bring in new donors, bring in volunteers. A lot of my family members that were never part of the Democratic Party became members of the Democratic Party in 2012 by delegate families. So let's take this as an opportunity to practice raising money and build our party.
Great. But there will obviously be Wi-Fi. It'll be, once I have that information, I'll say. What I want to do, I want to take maybe 1 or 2 more questions, and then I want to transition over to Bryce, because she has a lot of information to give us about our delegation events. We'll go here.
What about scooter rental and transportation?
Sure.
For scooters?
Sure. So in Charlotte, we had some difficulty with disability delegates. We had difficulty in basically getting them to the convention in the evening, because the way the transportation system was devised, we were so close to the arena that it was difficult for them to dispatch buses to get us just those 3 blocks. What we have been told and reassured is that they are taking the issues and the complaints that we raised in 12 about disability very seriously. And in fact, if you all done the e-certify online form, some of the district level delegates, okay, well, get with me next week, we'll do that again. They're requesting that you indicate if you have a disability, if it's a mobility issue, if it is a visual impairment, if it is an auditory impairment, so that they can try to make those special accommodations for you. So it is going to be a little difficult. We're going to have, challenges, I'm sure, but I'm going to be there to help us work through those, and we'll get through. I want to take one more question, and this lady right here in the front. Yes, ma'am. There will not, and this is a big frustration for our state party as much as it is for our delegates. The reason that these perimeters are in place is basically to protect the president and the future president of the United States. They don't release that to us, obviously, for security purposes.
We'll take a couple more questions. I see your faces,
Okay.
but
All right.
let me answer your perimeter question. By the time we get to Philadelphia, so by that Sunday, they will have told us what the so we'll know where those perimeters and barriers are once we get there. We won't know beforehand. Got it. You can get that info if you can. They're not going to give it to us till later. So it's not going to be difficult to get from, say, a neighborhood in Philadelphia to our hotel. Yes. It's getting to the Wells Fargo, which is luckily far away. No. Yes.
Well, we can't hear the question.
I'll come back.
Can you repeat
Sure,
the
the
question?
question was, is there security that's somehow going to prevent you to get to the hotel? The answer is no. The security is entailed when you're going to the convention center. I should call it the Wells Fargo. Because the convention center is a different building actually than the Wells Fargo Arena. So it's getting to the Wells Fargo Arena, that's where the security will be. Yes, ma'am. So she asked, can you walk from our hotel to the Wells Fargo Arena? No. It's about 15 blocks, so I'm not walking. But if you can do it, you should feel free to walk the 15 blocks.
I just want to make the point. They're making these recommendations, and if we follow these recommendations, it's going to make it very simple for us to get around. Basically, the idea is that the transportation leaves the hotel and goes straight to Wells Fargo. So if you can get to the hotel, that's your best bet to make sure you get to the convention. Anyone who has their credential is going to be able to ride the transportation, and the more that we're able to go along with these recommendations, the easier it's going to be. And to a broader point, sort of on, where are the parameters, what's this information, we are going to share with you all the information that we have. We are going to make sure that we keep you as informed as possible and as up to date as possible. And when you have questions, just ask. we will promise whatever information we have, we will get it to you and make sure that this is a very simple process for everybody to work with. Yes. Nice segue. All right. Okay.
It was kind of a narrative more than a question.
Ma'am, you can have whatever you want. Question?
When is the morning breakfast? So we know we have to reschedule or why is it room time and rent? Then we go to the topic.
It's too early.
So we're going to start the breakfast at 8 o'clock. Oh, well, that's what the coffee's for. We'll hand out credentials starting sometime between 7 and 7:15. He's got to pick the credentials up at 4 a.m., by the way. So, if y'all can come hang out with me, because I'm not. But we'll start the breakfast at 8 o'clock. We'll go from 8 to 9:30 every morning. And hopefully, have a lot of great speakers for you guys. Yes, sir. So,
Yes.
yeah, let's segue to Bryce on this.
So I'm here to kind of tell you guys about all the things you're not going to have to pay for and all the fun we're going to have. We worked really, really hard to secure a lot of sponsorships to make sure that everything we're doing outside of the cost of the hotel is no cost to the delegation, including if you bring spouses or a +1 or family with you. So they are welcome to attend breakfast. To help us with our numbers, if you could let us know. But we'll welcome your family and your spouses every morning at breakfast. We have four full days of fun. Every evening we're going to be doing something as a delegation. On Monday we're going to kick it off post gavel, so from 11 p.m. It's on the back page of your handout, all the fun we're going to have. But all the southern states have come together, and we're going to have a big night of fun called the Blue State Taste of the South. So we're working on entertainment, food, a lot of fun at downtown, post gavel, so 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. It will be free. All the events I'm talking about today will be free.
Only free to you. Just
Yeah.
free to you, not for anybody else.
Yes. Yep. Other states, I'll tell you, other states do it very differently and charge meal packages and do a whole lot. We worked very, very hard to raise several $100,000 to make all of this free. So, on Tuesday, we're going to have our Florida delegation reception. It's going to be at the Hard Rock Cafe. It's literally across the street from our hotel. We won't be providing transportation. It's across the street. And it is a lot of fun. It's a neat location. It's right in the Reading Terminal, is that correct? Reading Terminal, Philadelphia people. So it's a really cool space. We're at a great location. Then on Wednesday, We are gonna host with California a reception in the hotel in the ballroom. It's gonna be a lot of fun. California knows how to throw a really good party, and they've got a really fun delegation. So we'll have a lot of celebrity sightings. We'll have a lot of music and entertainment. Don't know who we're gonna get, but we're talking about Usher and some fun entertainment like that. So don't hold me to it, but California is working on some good entertainment for that evening. That'll be post-gavel as well. So, and again, all of that will be free. Any questions? So the parties, you guys are welcome to bring cameras. You're welcome to bring cameras. We have not heard of what the rules are going to be on audio visual or cameras or cell phones. I don't know about that within Delegate Hall. We have not heard about that in the Wells Fargo Arena. I imagine it'll be similar. Yeah. Yep. Yes.
What was the question?
And spouses come to the free events, yes. So yeah, we buffer in for a few extras, so of delegation plus a few more, so. Or alternates.
What, you mean like go to the party and stuff? So no, you don't have to go. Okay, so let's talk about questions about alternates in general, which I'll answer that. So we've got 246 delegates. What we learned last time was 2 or 3 of those folks of the 240 are going to figure out between now and the end of July, I just can't make it. Somebody's getting married, or my wife's got to go on a trip, or I've got something come up, and they will drop. We will, if it's a Bernie person, we'll go to Nancy and say, okay, you lost a delegate, pick one of your alternates. If it's a man, if it's a woman, it's a woman, to go in their place. And we will have at least 2 or 3 of the current alternates will bump up, and yes, all this becomes mandatory. For those alternates who don't get bumped up in the process, you're not required to come, but if you do come, you will get a pass every day. You won't get to sit on the floor with the delegation, but there'll be seating in the arena for you to sit at with all the other alternates. So you'll get a pass into the arena every day. And you're certainly part of our delegation to attend all of our events, our breakfasts, and all of our stuff that you so choose. Does that answer your question?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make sure.
The question is, what night is the presidential nominations? So that's actually the roll call of states is what I think you're referring to. And that'll be Wednesday. Thursday, she'll accept, or he will accept the nomination.
What a Freudian slip. What a Freudian slip.
Does that answer the question?
A little too quick on that one.
The other speakers will speak on whoever doesn't get the nomination. She'll speak on Tuesday. So but that's all getting hammered out. Like who speaks Monday, I don't know. That'll be a keynote speaker. They'll do it. One thing about each evening, you learned this in Charlotte. They only give us now an hour of prime time. They used to do, as many of y'all remember, 2 or 3 hours of coverage every night. Now they're only going to give us the hour. So everything's going to be crammed into that 9 o'clock prime time hour, maybe 10 o'clock, depending on the cable news. So they're going to require you guys to get there around 7. There'll be a lot of woo, yay, and balloons and people talking and stuff. Then all of a sudden everything will tighten up at 9 o'clock. The cameras will come on. they'll have the main speaker speak, boom, 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 and then they'll close it down. And the cameras will go off and they'll do the business. Everything going on with the platform, credentials and rules, none of that's been agended yet. Most all of that business will be on Monday, Tuesday, roll call estates, nomination. Yes, ma'am. You can observe, you cannot participate. And those will be held at the convention center, not Wells Fargo, the convention center, which is connected to our hotel. And you can go and observe all those. So Alan is noting that a lot of the platform committee work, for example, will be done prior to the convention. So they'll have a 3-day meeting. We actually think that meeting's going to be in Florida, by the way, if you're interested in the platform committee. They'll have that in Florida for about 3 days, and that will be where most of that work gets done. Yes, sir. Sure, we absolutely will, and they'll let us know that, I suspect, a couple of weeks prior to the convention, and we will get that all out to you.
What was the question?
So that was, I'm sorry, the question was, are we going to provide you with some information about Secret Service requirements for coming into the hall? And the answer is yes. We will get that information 2 or 3 days out. Nick's rule of thumb, if you can't take it to the airport, you probably can't take it to the national convention either, which is a pretty good rule of thumb. And we'll get, specific guidelines. Like last time, they wouldn't let you do umbrellas. Survey and domains, yes, sir. There should be at some.
What's the question?
Yeah, we can do that.
What's the question?
I'm sorry again. And I'll repeat the question. So let's not get chippy. The question was, will we have a list of the corporate sponsors for the free events? And the answer to that is yes. Once we get them, we will post them for the events. Yes, sir. It does. Did everybody hear what he was saying? Yeah. So he's asking, is there a way to identify yourself as a delegate if you're trying to get from somewhere off-site to the hotel? In the off chance that there's a security issue or someone's trying to block you from going. My recommendation. So each day you're going to get a credential, a delegate badge. So you should just keep that and use that. That will identify you as a delegate. The only day that will be an issue will be the first day. And I don't have an answer to that. What do you do on Sunday?
No.
So, hey. Okay, yeah, just print something off. Say delegate. Put it on. Well, yeah, we'll send you the logo and a Bitmoji and Nick. And you can put that sucker on there. And we'll get you going. Yes, ma'am, in the back. You. Okay, so that question was harkening back to 2008 when Obama accepted the nomination at the football stadium and they moved everything off-site. Harkening back to 12 when we were planning to do that and the weather got bad and they didn't do that. So on this time, everything's in Wells Fargo. They have not told us that they're going to move anything off-site on that Thursday. I do not believe they are, and God forbid that they do. because that will be a nightmare if we got to get everybody from, I guess, where the Eagles play is where they're going to have to put us. That's a big deal. So right now, all the plans are going to have everything in Wells Fargo. So I don't know if they'll be able to fit any extra. But this arena is a lot bigger than Charlotte. A lot bigger. So we'll be able to actually, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to have guest passes for a lot of you guys. I know the super delegates will get them. And it's going to be a lot more room than we had 4 years ago. Person?
Where are we? Are we on the floor or are we on the side? Where are we inside?
Great question. I got buttonholed about that yesterday because it's critically important. We don't know. We won't know. The people putting this together will decide who gets on the very close to the floor, who's in the wings, who's way up in the nosebleed. I know nobody wants to be in the nosebleed. We'll complain, say how important Florida is. I know, and all those other states are horrible and they suck, and we should be number 1. So we will tell them that, and we will be like, like, why is Pennsylvania up there in front? They're horrible people and mean and all that. They should be in the back. So we will try to get as close as humanly possible. I know y'all all want to be close, but we don't. But I do not run this thing. I just play in the movie. I'm just a bit player. Eleanor?
What access will families have?
So access for families. So you can bring a guest with you to the breakfast. And if you have other family members, like if you got grandkids or you got extra people with you, that's cool too. You know, I like kids. So that's fine. Now, into any of our parties afterwards, bring your guests. Just make sure we know who they are and how many of them there are. Like if everybody brings 10 people, that's not going to work. But you know, we're talking about a +1. If you have a +2 or 3, let us know. To the hall, that's a different story. They will let us know. We don't decide the guest pass issue. It certainly won't be more than a +1, but we'll know that as we get closer to the event. Right, any more questions for Bryce, Senator?
I just have a recommendation. I talk a lot here, but I talk a lot in the legislature.
I don't know what you're talking about, Audrey.
If people will email their questions to Nick, and then if Nick can reply all, so that everyone gets the answer to the question, I think it would be much.
We're gonna do a fact sheet.
So Audrey, if I can, a friendly amendment. Can I give you a friendly amendment to your suggestion?
Sure.
Why don't we'll do an FAQ, do a frequently asked questions.
Yes.
After the end of about a month, when we get all our questions back, we'll take those that are most frequent and do up a fact sheet.
That works.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
No, because they're booing and they want to know the information. Then they're going to ask the questions 500 times.
So the question is, for family members that don't get to go to the hall, will there be some type of watch event?
So this hotel is a great hotel with a lot of already built-in televisions all throughout the lobby. They have big screens already up. They are going to be displaying all throughout the hotel and all through in the lobby the convention the entire time. We will not have a Florida-specific watch party. California is not having a specific watch party, but the hotel is going to provide a lot of accommodations in the lobby. It is a big hotel with lots of restaurants in there, a very similar kind of feeling to this hotel, but the entire kind of lobby is all TV screens in the bar area.
Representative Cruz, you recognized for a question?
So on the front page of our website, currently now is a button to National Convention, where we have not put a lot of this information on it because we're waiting for this weekend to happen. We're working very hard to get as much information up. But if you'll go to our front page website, it'll say National Convention. I think it's got like a little bullhorn and party streamers right now. We're going to continually update that with all the information.
Also, there's a Florida delegation Facebook page, so if you are not a member of that, online in Washington, you can find me on Facebook, and I can add you to the Florida delegation page.
Going once, John Parker.
Just exactly how soon should we try to make a reservation? The hotel should go to.
Okay, so how soon? So I'm going to take the impetus of John's question and answer that first. No one worry. Everyone has a hotel room. Okay? We are holding your hotel rooms. We have a block. That block will open June 1st. Your hotel room's going nowhere until you tell me two things. One, you don't want it. You're going to stay somewhere else. Or you're not going. Two, you're going to room with somebody to share a room with 2 or 3 other people. And who those people are. Or 3, I want my room. Here's my credit card. You've got that room until you tell us one of those 3 things. So we're good on the rooms. I don't want anybody to worry about having space. We're going to open that room block up June 1st. It's going to close June 17th. Percy?
What's our theme the first night when we get there?
What?
Our theme?
All is waterwear. Uncle shirt, baseball.
Let's put that to a vote. I nominate Percy for theme director. And will you distribute hats, Percy, for the event? Okay. So for Monday night, everybody's to wear a Percy Panama hat for Florida. Except for me, I'm not wearing a hat. Any other questions? Going once? Yes, ma'am. So we'll close it up. So remember, Nick Polito is your best friend.
Hey, buddy.
Be good to Nick, because Nick can be good to you. Because if Nick gets to me, it's never good. But it should be good. Bryce, where's Bryce? Bryce is we're gonna have a fun time. These parties are really gonna be good. This California party is legit. Those folks got a lot of money out there.
Yeah.
And we basically told them, I'm only paying for 25% of this, because y'all are a big state. And they're like, woo, don't worry about it. No, it's more like, we're just, like, this is your party, we're just showing up. They're very excited about that.
I've been asked to settle a bet today. The question is, who is the oldest delegate in the delegation? So I want to see if Joe Wells can stand and if Jack Wolf can stand. Here we go. Are you both? Who are you pledged to?
Hillary.
Jack? Hillary. Okay. So we'll start with you, Joe. How old are you?
84.
84. Jack Wolf. 88.
Chairs thrown, but now I see that's wrong. Talk to me, Percy. July 18th. But Diane Glasser is the oldest female delegate. So it's good for her. Diane, we were not going to go to this convention without you. It wouldn't be a Democratic convention. And the youngest, stand up. We are the youngest delegate. And how old are you? 18. No drinking.
Can Joe Addington stand up? Joe Addington, ladies and gentlemen. Joe is Florida's luckiest delegate. Because due to a paperwork error, he was originally enrolled in the CD12 race, when in fact he was the only male Sanders delegate in CD11. So he was running unopposed.
Vote for myself.
Right.
We will be rocking out, honey.
The last day.
Okay, easy. Yeah, so
Yes.
this is what the Florida delegation breakfasts are for. For everybody to stand up and give their moment of zen. Another question? We have the first transgender delegate in the country.
Isn't that awesome? It just makes me smile. I'm just so excited about that. So, last order of business, the announcement of our pages. Jeff Wright, who was here. J.B. Clark, who is here. John Richard, Bryce Barnes, Danielle Richard, and Ann Morgan. This is ministerial. They're going to be here to help you the whole day, every day.
Danielle and Jonathan are kids. So if you're wondering.
And they're Bernie supporters.
So one announcement. The Bernie delegates are asked to please meet in the lobby to discuss hotel arrangements. So if you're a Bernie delegate, after this meeting, Mike's pointing to where you meet in the lobby to talk about the hotels. With that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Do you have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second? All those in favor? Hey, thank you.
Or what? So, I'll have information about that. It probably works out better if I want to California people.
When they say it sleeps four, they're the two couples. So I ain't gonna sleep with you, dude. I love you, but I think I'll just keep it me and Chris.
Well, well, basically,
also to try and get four guys to get ready.
No, I actually was